Hello all, Erick Hoxter back here again today, and I'm going to go for a little bit of fun. That I might do a serious game or two and some rapid chess. But right now I'm going to put out a seek for another Blitz game, 5 minutes with a 2 second increment. I'm going to have some fun. As you can see, my rating dropped quite a bit. I've had to resign a few games with my internet connection. You can see that in my last puzzle video about how my internet just has been, which is why I've been producing so many videos because of my internet. Um, However, I am at my girlfriend's house and I'm able to suck up and use the internet there. And we have Juggly 1266, so this should be a good game. My range is a little bit lower than I think how I normally play, but my blitz is usually lower. So, you know what? Let's just have a center. Do 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 do. Take, knight take. Let's go ahead and get some space. Bad move. But, he was going to get knocked around, so. And eventually trapped. So we can go ahead and develop our knight. We got a huge lock on these light squares here. Attacking my pawn, but it's defended. Should I take my bishop out? Maybe bishop d3? Or develop my knight? Yeah, attack the pawn here. You'll have to play d6. And I'm going to go ahead and develop my bishop and castle. Oh, he doesn't have to play d6. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You want to know why? Because I didn't see it. Not that it's a big thing, but let's go ahead and defend again. Eventually, these two knights are gonna be pretty decent on these squares. I'm gonna go ahead and play h3 eventually to kind of block out this knight from coming into my territory. Now I think I want a pawn here, at the least, and then I'll castle after his knight takes back. He does not take back. Okay, so the best thing to do would be to take his knight. I'll be up a pawn and ruin his pawn structure. If I took his knight with my good bishop, his pawn structure would be a little bit fixed. But yeah, my bad bishop's my light squared bishop with my two pawns in the center. I'll go ahead and see if I can go ahead and open up the game and make my two bishops better than his knight and bishop. I'm going to castle and take away some squares. Or maybe I should take away some squares first. Yeah. And then I'll go ahead and castle because there's no real threats to my king just yet. And then I'll go ahead and castle. Yeah, and if he puts up his bishop there, he's kind of biting on brick, don't you think? Ooh. Don't really see the purpose in that. Do I have to react to that, or can I do something better? Yeah, I don't have to react to that. I can play rook e1 and then push my pawn, which I think is better. Go ahead and open up the position just like my plan. But if I push this pawn, I will have to do something about my d-pawn. If you want to trade, that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and play a patient move, a waiting move. Do 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 do. Yeah. I'm fine with my bad bishop getting traded away. That way I just have my dark square bishop. For his knight, which isn't really going to do much. His knights don't really have any squares. It's kind of like this dynasty rule of just kind of keeping the knight out of play and you'll always do well. It's kind of one of the things I'm trying to learn to take advantage of. Let's see, he's attacking my pawn, but it's defended. So, maybe now I can push because this pawn's defended. But if he takes and I take back, this pawn's being hit twice, so yeah, and then I can go ahead and push. I didn't want to move this pawn. Shucks. Okay, I'm getting low on time, that's why I'm moving a little faster. Just going to go ahead and defend that pawn. Knight's still out of play, my bishop still is pretty active. He has control of the long diagonal. Alright. F3 kind of made my dark squares a little weak. So, what should we do? I'll put my rook back and then try to bring my other rook over. That way I can push my pawn and just bust this position open. It's not really threatening to attack anything. And now only his queen will be attacking my pawn after captures. So I think I'll be fine. If he takes, I'll take with the bishop. That way I go ahead and capture his knight. I am giving his knight another square. So we'll see how that goes. If he does move his knight, I'll go ahead and capture his pawn. And, really. Do. That'll fix his pawn structure, or he'll back up his knight, which I don't want him to do either. My pawn's being attacked twice, but it's being defended twice with the bishop and rook, my e-pawn. Oh, now it's okay. Yeah. So what happened there is I just lost a piece because, yeah, okay. And losing a piece is not okay. I'll just kind of let that be known. Leaving this pawn undefended. I'm just going to go ahead and push and see what he wants to do. Go ahead and trade queens and see what his knight does and try to see if I can go ahead and win some of his queenside pawns and fix some of my mistakes here. I'm going to protect my rook. And then I'm going to get my king up and inside here. No, okay, no forks. Blunders his knight. That is a huge help. Huge help. See, you thought you were just going to watch me mess up. My opponents can mess up too. Alright. Just going to go ahead and push my pawns up and then get my king inside. My rook can't be knocked off the square, so I'm pretty happy. Alright. And his king can't go any further, so this is kind of a battle between pawns. Go ahead and push this one and then capture whichever one he takes. Yeah. And that's not really a threat. If I push this pawn and he pushes that pawn, I can push it one more time and then get inside and then get in here and try to see if I can create a passer. Or so I think. Can't defend with the rook. He's going to try to trade, but that's not going to work because of where my king is placed. Yeah, I think this is just winning. He can take if he wants. He chooses not to, which I think is a mistake. Because now I'm going to go ahead and get my pawns in here. Get these two pawns rolling even further. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to have a victory. Victory may be ours. I think he's going to try to trade rooks or something. I'm just going to go ahead and take the pawn. I'm running low on time. Talking and playing just isn't a strong point for me. Go ahead and move my rook over. These two pawns, his king can't get anywhere near this corner, which is where his king ideally wants to be, with how far advanced my pawns are. So, yeah, this is just a victory. Yeah. And once I move my pawn forward, he won't be able to. My pawn's faster than his. Let's see. Let's see if I know my basic checkmates, huh? Pretty good practice. My queen's a knight's length away. I'll keep it that way. If it were a queen and a king endgame, then I could just keep it that way and brush it off to the corner. I don't really have to do that. Instead, I'm just going to keep backing his king away. Hmm. This is taking longer than it needs to, I think. But as long as I keep these guys together, it'll all be a good time. Oh, you know what would have been winning? Yeah, my rook over. Well, you know what? You live and you learn. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and make this easy. And it should be a resign shortly. With check. And kind of get him in the middle of the board here. And 101. There's going to be chess 101 here. And mate should be. Next move. Alright. Awesome. Gained 11 rating points. And that was a pretty bad game. Let's see what the analysis says. Nimza Witch Defense. That's what I like about Elite Chess. It has the encyclopedia of openings already inside. Some of the, when they talk about some of the variations, they seem a little off. But I think for the most part, it's pretty accurate and good for a beginner to kind of understand what openings, based on what he usually plays, to understand what openings are there and get familiar with them. So we'll go ahead and I'm not going to go through the entire game. I'm just going to see if I made any real blunders according to the computer. Oh, I made a serious blunder. Oh, wait, what was that? That was, that was a blunder. Oh, yeah, because I just blundered my piece. I remember that. Yeah, I blundered my bishop there in the middle of the game because three pieces were attacking e5. But nonetheless, I got another novice win in a novice game against a novice opponent playing Novice Blitz chess. And yeah, right up here, I'm just totally winning no matter what I do. I win. And apparently I missed the best mating sequence, which I have no doubt. But when you're winning, you're winning. Just keep up the one position and don't blunder away all your pieces. And until next time, be well, my friends.